Welcome back to your idiot league mates. All right, week 9. It's pretty much done. We're recording this Monday morning. Off the top of my head, I don't believe any of our matchups in this league are coming down to Monday night. No.
And Android and Mott.
We're just here to talk shit about others.
Yeah, we need a Mahomes disaster class.
All right, let's start there. Let's check out this matchup between Nate and Andrew. I mean, Nate has a 14% chance of winning this one.
Yeah, but we've seen Mahomes drop duds all year.
Yeah, but not against the Bucs.
Has he had a game less than 9
Yeah,
points?
look at the log real quick.
I think he probably has.
He's had he would have won every single game, right?
Yeah.
Down 9
And
with
against
Patrick
the Tampa
Mahomes.
secondary, he should be good.
It's tough. I feel bad for him because he had a really good shot at winning this, and then Aaron Jones and Pittman dropped a 14-point on Sunday night. If he gets like 20-something out of them, then this would have been more interesting.
Yeah, you probably feel good about Pittman with Flacco in and 1 reception's tough.
Yeah. I definitely tried to trade for Pittman going in this week, thinking that shit would change for him.
It's just been awful.
Maybe you should take a break from trading. Kamara was great though, actually. So
Yeah, I mean,
hand up.
To be honest, I think that
But like, what did you think? Kamara's gonna be good.
No, of course.
Kamara's him. We don't need to get into it. The only trade I really regret is probably Josh Allen, and it's not for giving up Josh Allen. It's for trading for a bunch of dudes who can't stay healthy.
Yeah.
But it is what it is.
Every single week,
Lott's
somehow
team
Shakir
is so fucking bad.
like just steps up for Andrew.
Well, he has Debo on the bench.
He has Debo and Jamison Williams on the bench. Jonathan Brooks on the bench. The new Chuba Hubbard.
Honestly, the best one.
It's been months.
Yeah,
since I was like,
I'm
he's
playing.
coming.
They did say he's playing next week, but
still.
I think that Ray Davis is probably the best bench player outside of Debo because he is a legit Cook tweak away from being like a top 10 fantasy running back. I think that's the best stash right now.
I still think Brooks could be just a problem for
No,
fantasy.
Brooks and
fantasy
Chuba
playoffs.
are just both going to be.
Oh, you think Brooks is good? I don't think.
No, I mean like for Chuba.
Right,
Like he's gonna do enough for weeks 15 through 17. It's like,
to
damn.
fuck them both.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Bo Nix looks pretty good for Andrew.
Yeah.
He's kind of been a nice trade.
But Herbert's
been
done
better.
well the last few weeks.
Oh, I was going to say, this is a big win for Andrew because he's 1 game above you in your division.
2 games.
Oh, he's 2 games.
Yeah, so he keeps that 2-game lead, but we play next week. So that's going to be the decider for that playoff spot. If I win, I'll have we play twice, but I'll have a chance. If I lose, he'll open up a 3-game gap.
Okay.
Hopefully Marv ate one this week. So that next week you could.
All right. Congrats on Andrew on your dub. Ain't no way that Mahomes falls short for that.
Yeah,
Mahomes
injury. First quarter injury coming.
That's his only shot.
Yeah.
Look, y'all are getting the cell phone video today. I'm literally just chilling here, eating some soup, chilling with the cat. That's Luna, if y'all cared at all. Y'all probably don't. You're here for fantasy football talk. Look, I got a lot of heat from Tony specifically, Commissioner Tony. He was talking about, I wouldn't have made that trade if I was Andrew because you're kind of throwing away the week. You know, you get Debo Samuel, you get Jamison Williams. They're not playing this week. You give up DeAndre Swift. This was calculated risk. Calculated risk, my boy. Basically, if Mahomes scores 10 points tonight, I beat Nate. And that was the calculated risk. If I drop the week, I drop the week. I already had a 2-game lead on the next best guy, which I think is Jack. I'm not going to drop the week, assuming Mahomes can get 10 points. It feels crazy that we're at a point in time where 10 points from Mahomes feels like I should kind of be sweating about it, but Mahomes just hasn't been that great this year. 10 points would be his worst game of the year. So as long as Mahomes doesn't have his worst game of the year, I should be able to go out there and perform and get a dub this week, which would be huge because being able to get Debo and J-Mo back in the lineup next week, fix the wide receiver position after losing Ayuk and Diggs, and still come out with a win this week, that would be massive. Absolutely massive. Would give me a 2-game lead on the next best guy going into divisional play where we're going to get a lot of games against Jack, a lot of games against Joe, a lot of games against Gut, and hopefully close out the year finishing as the number 2 seed in our division and hopefully making the playoffs. But calculated risk, my boy. Got some heat for it. It's chess, not checkers, my man. Hopefully it worked out well. Hopefully Mahomes gets 10, and hopefully we're not looking back at this a day from now and saying, fuck, Andrew got a little bit too confident. But feeling pretty good going into Monday night. GG's, Nate.
Nate has 1 win?
Yeah.
2.
Two.
Okay.
Two.
So he's still sitting at 2.
Yeah.
Is it like pretty much at this point Nate or Joe?
Nick was just talking about he thinks it could be him because I
Losing
play him
AJ's?
twice. You play him. T's being a cone. AJ got hurt. He said like he's in.
But Joe would probably have to get 2 more wins, maybe a third.
Wait, who played when they won? Is that Joe's one win though?
Head to head doesn't matter, but he played sexy.
Even
Yeah,
if
it's just
for
points
record?
for
Oh,
is
it's
the
point for-
tiebreaker.
okay.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, I mean, Nate's
Joe's
still
got a
very
shot
much on
tonight.
stand-up watch. Yeah.
He does.
No, he does.
Who, Joe?
Yeah.
Why y'all just shitting on
Wait.
Joe? He's
No,
got a
I
shot.
think you said Nate.
Where's Joe's matchup?
Yeah,
Right
Joe's
Okay.
definitely in it.
All right, so I definitely lied when I said Monday night didn't matter.
Right.
I thought when you said that, I thought you were talking about just us 4.
Yeah.
No.
Monday's big.
Yeah. So Joe is currently up about 9 points. He has Kareem Hunt and Kate Otten going up against Baker Mayfield, Bucky Irving, and Travis Kelce.
I mean, you want to talk about just like the biggest coin flip, literally all time.
Who would you rather?
I
think I'd still
I think
pick
I'd rather
JL.
Hunt and Otten because it's a much higher floor. I feel like.
Yeah.
I kind of lean Joe here. I'm a little nervous think about Baker's matchup is nightmare. This is best defense in the league right now. Bucky with the Q tag, we don't know his usage, and Kelce could easily dud.
I love JL, but I'm pulling for Joe so hard.
I want JL to win because I want to continue. I want everyone in that division to continue winning to put pressure on Adam.
Yeah.
When we get to that on the screen, I'm gonna rip him to shreds.
The trade, we did the math. The trade would have won him the game.
I'm gonna rip him
Really?
to shreds.
I mean, we'll get it to it in a second,
Yeah.
but this matchup specifically, Drake London was doing well for the first quarter, leaves with an injury. Zay Flowers popped the fuck off.
Popped. I tried to tell you about Ladidi before you traded him. He was always the guy.
At 11 points.
That's a great spot. That's a great spot for him to be at.
I mean, at this point, he probably wouldn't even make the lineup once Nico's in.
Also, I expected Tyreek to be way, way better once Tua came back, and he's kind of just
They
still
just suck.
awful.
But
It's a
this
weird
was against the
offense.
Bills, which is his worst matchup. I actually think this could be a good trade spot to go and get Tyreek.
I mean, it really can't get worse than what it is now, right?
Yeah.
As long as Tua stays healthy.
The only thing is, like, I'm so bad about just assuming, like, if they're keep losing, they'll just give up and, like,
I kind of feel. By the way, Joe's team is like really solid, especially with
Cub's
this.
a nice piece
I
sitting
said
there.
that. I
And
said
Rico, like
his team was
wasn't-
going to
Zeke
rise.
was a healthy scratch, right?
Yeah.
Disciplinary
Yeah, like Rico
suspension.
becomes pretty serviceable. Like I don't think he's gonna get last. I think it's between Nick and Nate.
No.
Nick has to play.
I think Adam could
our
lose
division.
out.
He's gonna lose almost
You
every
might
single
sweep
game.
him.
That's what I'm saying.
I think Adam could lose out also.
if he doesn't
But
make a
I
trade,
think
he
he's
could.
got 4 wins.
So
Yeah, it's going to be tough.
with
to
C-Mac coming back, those 4 will give him enough points to squeak wins.
4 wins to Joe's one. Like, everything would
But
have to
what
go
if
right.
Joe wins tonight and he's at 2?
He's at 3. Joe already has 2.
No,
Right.
Joe has
He has
one.
one.
No, he has one. Nate has
Yes, dude. Adam's not getting last.
Yeah,
Bro,
it's a tough. It's gonna be tough.
All right, once we get to it, I'll explain. But yeah, I favor Joe on this one.
I do too.
If
I
you
think
gave
Joe
me
wins.
plus money, right? He's 47%. I would take Joe here.
Yeah. It's Joe plus 2.5.
Yeah, I would take Joe. I would take Joe.
Alright, I'm making this video at the third quarter. I couldn't even watch the game. I've just been like getting like updates because I can't keep going through it with the stress because it is slowly fucking killing me. The amount of stress I have to go through every week just to watch my team lose or the one week get a win. And right now it's one of those weeks again. We have 5 players playing me in JL. Kareem Hunt's fucking cone right now. He should have scored a touchdown. He got down at the 1 yard line and then threw a touchdown to D-Hop. That really killed me. But now Kate Otten is they're literally only throwing the ball to Kate Otten. That is literally the only way I'm winning right now. I'm up by 6 points halfway through the third quarter and I'm scared shitless. I'm going to die a young man because of fucking fantasy. I can't keep doing this. I can't even watch the game. I'm just sitting on my floor, just staring at my phone on the ESPN app. That's what I'm doing. Just as I turn the game on, Kareem Hunt just fucking like pops off for like the last 2 drives for like 50 yards, essentially. I think he had like 22 or 25-ish going into like the third, fourth quarter. And then the last 2 drives, it's like pouring rain. So the man has like 90-something yards now. I'm up by exactly 6 points. There's 4 minutes left. And yeah, I'm fucking nervous as shit because if Tampa goes down and scores, I know Kareem's not going to be on the field at all and they're just going to be passing it. And my worst fear is it goes to overtime. So right now I just need 3 and out from Tampa and then just closeout runs to just end the game would be elite. We got 4 minutes left for the rest of our lives. 4 minutes for the rest of my life to not be in last place again. Another Monday night, me just tying it back up with Nate being the woat.
Extra men on the rush. Mayfield swallowed up. Second Kansas City sack of the night. 3rd down and 16. Able to step into it. Incomplete.
Kareem Hunt, 4 runs. Do it to me. Give it to me again. Just give it to me again, Kareem. Just fucking close it out again. Be my God and just close it out again.
3 timeouts remaining for Tampa Bay, and yet Kansas City's converted 11 of them. Hunt is brought down with a loss on the play.
All right, well, Kareem Hunt and them actually lost yards, so I lost 3 points, 0.3 points. So, yeah, Baker Mayfield's like on a drive right now. They're reviewing a play, which could possibly be a 3rd down. All right, well, it's about to be 3rd and 1. I don't really care if he passes the ball, just pass it to Kate Otten. I think the only way I could possibly lose, because I don't know if there's enough points for him to go down the field, he has to go down and throw a touchdown for me to lose, unless the touchdown is to Kate Otten. But they'd be going to overtime, and then that's just a whole nother fucking thing that I don't want to deal with. I just need the KC defense to just come up big, because right now, minute 28 left, it's going to be 3rd down. The only good thing right now is that I don't think Bucky Irving's in on the 2-minute drill. There's 44 seconds left after 20, and this is about to be a fucking touchdown. I know it.
Mayfield over the middle. He's got his man Palmer. Palmer is down to the 1.
Yep. 1 yard line. Threw it to the 1 yard line. They're going to run the ball with fucking Bucky Irving. Oh, it's about to go to overtime. This is ridiculous. Don't throw a touchdown is essentially what I need. If he throws a game-winning touchdown, it's over. This is fucking torture.
Mayfield keeps and the pass is broken up. McDuffie.
Oh, he didn't even break it up. He just dropped the ball. Cade, you fuck. About to lose by a point.
Fake the handoff. Wide open touchdown, Ryan Miller.
Baker fucking threw a last-second touchdown. JL's up by 2 points. They're going to overtime. But I can't even watch this shit at this point. Like, it's just it's brutal to watch. So, unless I wake up in the morning and I won somehow, sick. But if I don't, not even like be like that fucking asshole that just doesn't care anymore. But I can't honestly care anymore about this shit. This shit has consumed my life, and every fucking week has sucked, except for one. So, I'm probably not even gonna fucking look at my team. So for the next 6 weeks, whoever's in my lineup now is probably going to be in my lineup. I can't even attempt to look at this shit anymore. So yeah, I'm going to bed depressed. Going to wake up probably still depressed. The slim chance that I do win, cool. But like, I'm so numb at this point that I don't even care if I win at this point. Whatever.
Otherwise, both teams will have a chance to possess. Here's Hunt out of the backfield. Able to break 1 tackle, and he got 11. It's been a challenge, but he's had some fun with it. On 1st down, a handoff to Hunt. And a 4-yard gain. They're going to give him forward progress out to the 46, give him 5.
Really, really dangerous offensively.
Holmes keeps. Flips to Kelsey. 1st down.
Possession, and he's just going to be real cautious and methodical.
1st down carry for Hunt. Not going down easily. He's to the 43. And a gain of 4. Mahomes. Kelsey down near the 10. 1st down at the 11. Back to Hunt. Cuts back. Levante David can't bring him down. Just an instant before the snap, but no driving near 1st down yardage. Caliendo comes in, he's eligible. Here is Hunt for the touchdown. Kansas City remains unbeaten. 8-0. And a win in overtime.
What the fuck? Kareem Hunt is the best player I've ever had on my fantasy team. This man has gotten me 2 wins, and the only 2 wins I've had. I turned my TV off. The fucking group chat is going crazy, so I turn it back on depressed and watch Travis Kelce catch 3 passes in a row. And then I just watch this man do this. What in the fuck is fantasy football? Because the years of my life, I can't keep fucking doing this. Oh my god, thank you, you beautiful motherfucker.
To start the 2024 season.
I'm gonna marry fucking Kareem Hunt.
All right, let's get to Adam's matchup real quick here. You beat him this week. He did not make the trade, although it seemed like at the last second there was a real shot that it could have went through, possibly. No.
I sent him the trade, which I thought I was losing to begin with. And then he was like, give me Stafford. The funniest part is he was like, let's do Stafford for Jameis. I said no. He's like, the Stafford to Jameis differential isn't big enough to be holding up this trade. I said, okay, perfect. If you don't feel that way, then take Jameis. If it's not big enough to hold up this trade, you're the one making the difference. And then he was like, hey, let's revisit this trade. Just throw in some of your fab. And I'm like, at this point, I texted you. I was like, at this point, I'm just doing it to like be petty. Yeah. That I'm not going to do it because he's just.
Can you recap it one more time? What it was?
It was D-Hop, Tillman, Jameis, and D-Mont for CMC. Which I feel like I'm clearly losing the trade.
See, this is
D-Mont to CMC is like a question mark if it's a downgrade to begin with. And then Tillman has 10 plus targets and 18 points per game since he's gotten the trade. Jameis is always going to be volatile, of course. And then D-Hop, obviously you're taking a risk, but you're potentially getting wide receiver 1 in the Chiefs offense.
Nah, it's a good person to invest in right now, I think. But
Jameis even was bad.
He was awful, and he got to
both
11.
Of those quarterbacks.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
The reason I'm so mad at Adam and why I don't love fantasy football, and like we're not like real fantasy football players. I know you're first in the league. But the fantasy people, they just like hate making trades. If they don't clearly win a trade, it's like they refuse to do it. To trade with you, I had to at the time completely over-index myself. And you were still like, and then finally we did the trade. And the same.
No, you got it done because he's a hybrid fantasy guy. He's not like a full.
But Adam's just like the fact that he even thought about that trade for a half a millisecond. Christian McCaffrey, we don't even know when he's coming back.
No.
To take 4 potentially startable players when you're putting Bryce Young, Rome Odunze,
let's just do
Michael
the math
Wilson,
real quick.
Alex Madison, Gardner. Like
D-Mont got 13. You replace him with Madison. That's a 10-point upgrade. Tillman got 19. You sub him in for Wilson. That's a 19-point improvement. And then Jameis, you get 10 points instead of Gardner's 3, and he wins this matchup and has D-Hop on the bench.
It just doesn't even make sense. He said he was going to go week to week, and you've said the same thing, but the reason I commend you is because you've made moves, right? Like, you acknowledge I'm going to play it week by week, but at least when I need to make a move to get to the next week, you made the moves. He was like, oh, I'm just going to see how it plays out. Like, brother, look at your fucking lineup. You're going to drown your team. You have to make a move. And now he blew that trade. Like, you wouldn't do anywhere near that trade, would you?
Not anymore. Out of pettiness,
I definitely think
Cedric Tillman is a surefire wide receiver, too.
3. I'll come.
He gets 12 targets a game.
It's been a couple weeks.
Like, it's been 3 weeks.
It's hard to tell, but Cedric Tillman feels a lot better than he did last week, for sure.
100%. It's just starting 3 weeks without Watson.
You can just say he's a startable wide receiver.
Yeah.
Wide receiver 2.
JSN, wide receiver 1.
I mean, JSN is wide receiver 14 in the entire league. I think that's worth mentioning after our
I think Adam, not to defend him, he's definitely in the wrong, but he is in a spot to where he could just fuck around and see what happens because the division is kind of wonky. Like,
but he has
no
why
chance. Would you do that?
He has no,
but in a league where it's only first place prize, this team, even if he gets in, is not winning anything.
There's no chance.
You have to put
like,
yourself.
That's the thing.
You have to go for a higher ceiling because it's $5 grand.
Literally,
to the winner
look,
and
this
else.
is his optimal week given his team. Like A-Chain 32, Henry 26, Amon-Ra 18. You're not beating 76 points from 3 players. Like you can't count on that week by week. You have to downgrade it.
No, there's nothing.
Theoretically, like,
and then McCaffrey 25. Okay, so he puts up 100 points.
Mike Evans comes back.
Just take
Mike Evans is. He's old. That hamstring fully fucking popped. Like, banking on Mike Evans coming back to give him some sort of playoff push, I feel like is a dangerous game.
It doesn't matter because he has zeros at the other positions. It's not like half decent players that could get like 12 or 14. Like Bryce Young.
And also waiting on Mike and CMC till when they're fully back is going to take him out of playoff contention to begin with. It's going to be too many. He's eating too many weeks.
No, dude. He's still in it right now.
He cannot win a singular game with this team.
Sexy just lost 2. If other losses happen, that's just how shit happens.
All right, my question is, why wouldn't? Because
I would have taken the trade.
Because he has 4 superstars, right? Even 5 if Evan returns to health. Why wouldn't you just downgrade one of them and spread the love and like make startable players? It doesn't even make sense to me.
I know it worked out perfectly, so it helps our argument, the fact that the trade would have literally won him this week. But like, I feel like regardless of that, everyone can see that probably needs to downgrade one of those guys.
I still think, though, that he probably doesn't start Winston over Minshew. It's probably Young that he takes out of his lineup going into the week, which would have actually
what
still
week are we on?
costed
Week
him.
10?
But that's the thing. I don't
Week
think
9.
it's
We're going
We're
into
gonna
week
be
10.
When is the Bucks bye? Is it next week?
I think it's week 12 that Evans
Like,
will be back.
say week 12, he has. Can you go to his lineup? Instead of Michael Wilson, he has Mike Evans, and instead of Alexander Madison, he has CMC.
Yes.
Does it fucking matter who the quarterbacks are? Like, if he can even get 10
Why-
again
No,
out of
that's
Bryce.
the point. Why wouldn't he just fill?
But if he only
2
has to eat 2 more losses and just hope Sexy gets another loss.
By the way, have we heard an
that's a lot,
update
though.
from Mike Evans?
No, I don't think so.
I would be
but-
shocked if he came back to like health that quickly. I mean, I'm obviously not a doctor, but that seemed worse.
I will say, though,
than a
it's
4-week
probably
injury.
good that he's not on IR, right?
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
Like, if they knew he was going to be out, like, for a month, they
Like,
probably
if
would have
Evans
put him
and
on there.
CMC is in this lineup,
No, it's
Bro,
amazing.
what if this lineup was...
I agree he should have done the trade, but I'm trying to find some reason.
No, I'm not saying. I don't think he's like out of this world crazy. I just think he's like standing on a
But
hill that
between
isn't worth it.
Amon-Ra, Derek, and AJ, he has the league-winning upside. So why do you need CMC, which just gives you more league-winning upside when you're killing your floor? Like, he actually has he could have the perfect balance. I still think there's room to make a trade. Personally, I wouldn't be going after McCaffrey.
I went after McCaffrey because I felt like I was in a position to take a risk and he wasn't, so it should lessen the trade package. And I still felt like I was overpaying.
Yeah, the fact that you offered that was insane.
I was trying to get the deal done for you guys just to give you Jordan Mason.
I know.
Because I just, like, needed a
My
flex.
only pending move in my inbox is Jordan Mason for fucking D-Hop.
I by the way, I think D-Hop is going to make this deal look even worse after tonight.
Well, I'm not doing that deal anymore.
No, I just think that D-Hop, like, I want to be buying D-Hop right now.
Yeah. All right, Casey, let's go to your matchup here.
Yeah.
You dropped 176 on Sexual Patterson, put up 114 himself.
I'm being serious. I like wake up every morning and just like it's the first thing I do is just like look at I didn't understand roster baiting until I had this team.
No, I did that for the
gives me
first.
a weird.
Baiting?
It gives me
I've
a.
never even heard of that.
It gives me like a weird amount of happiness. My team.
No, I totally agree. I was like
team
that
is
2 weeks ago.
Juiced.
And also my bench, like everyone's in double digits. Kittle didn't play,
Oh my God.
and D
Kittle
Hop
didn't
is about to come.
Taysom Hill was an amazing pickup. I mean, I feel like
shout
we
out
all
my
knew.
boy JMO for taking Ertz from me to leave me.
On a serious note, why? Obviously, you were trying to make a move for McCaffrey, but I feel like you should be knocking on my door. Like, I feel like we're perfect trade partners here. Like, don't you want Hurts or Allen where you're plugging
I would
in?
want. It's either a QB1 upgrade or a flex upgrade. I think it's either. And we tried to trade, we didn't get one done, so then I went to Adam to try and get one done. But
I agree with you, though. It probably makes more sense at this point to, like, upgrade either Kirk or Stafford rather than DeMont.
Right.
And now the only problem is you're not looking for a quarterback back.
Why is that a problem? I would still take a quarterback back. I'm just not putting.
But
a ton
also,
of value in it.
I feel like could.
I could give
He's
away
not
a
looking for-
quarterback and I
Right.
feel comfortable starting Jameis. So I'm still in the boat where I could give away a quarterback, Stafford, Cousins, or Watson, and start 2 of those 3 every week and feel comfortable about it.
I mean,
if it
you
was an
would-
upgrade.
Have the Bills and Eagles had their bye weeks yet?
Eagles did. Bills haven't.
Okay.
That's Kirk.
Falcons have not.
I think.
I'm starting to also fall where originally I was like, I'm so much depth. Let's take advantage of it and get a trade done right away. I'm starting to fall into the place to where it's like I've been relatively lucky with injuries. I feel like one's going to come around. So it may just be worth holding my depth to where I don't, if an injury happens.
That's why the move with Adam made no sense to me. You're trading too much depth there.
Yeah.
I get consolidating into a better player, but when you offered me like Montgomery and Hopkins for Hurts, That's only giving up 2 for 1.
No,
like,
I
wouldn't give up 4.
I got to
for
get
1.
rid of one of the wide receivers. Like the fact that I have D-Hop, Tillman, and Mooney all not starting is obviously a lot.
Well, I think another issue you run into is that you are much higher on JSN and Devonta Smith. Maybe Mooney. I feel like we've all kind of come around on Mooney, but I think your wide receivers that you have are kind of like your guys.
That's true.
Like,
But
I don't know if
I
you're
didn't
gonna
even.
get-
I haven't even been trying to trade JSN or Devonta Smith. They haven't been involved in any package I've offered Adam. The only time we talked is you. I gave you BTJ instead of JSN.
Yeah,
I mean, it was a good week to stand on my guys.
for sure.
I feel like you should just keep your team.
Really?
I'm starting to feel that
He
way.
hasn't missed. Like Casey's yet to put up like below 140.
He doesn't even have Rashad Bateman anymore.
Like
Well, I gotta get
most
him
weeks,
back.
if you
I'm gonna
put
drop
up
Taysom.
140, you're the highest scorer, and that's like Casey's like second worst game. I feel
No,
like in the
I
last
did
month.
get Nick asked me the same thing. He was like, "When's the last time you put up like less than 150?" And it was 2 weeks ago when Joe's team took off. I only put up 108 that week.
Damn.
in Texas.
Yeah, like 108 is a really really bad.
And
week.
I almost beat you if MHJ doesn't get concussed.
That would have been so nice.
I should have. I should have had that. But I still think you're going to run into situations where you're going to wish you consolidated.
I still am trying to consolidate.
Yeah.
I want to keep some depth. The 4-for-1 I'm probably out on because I want to keep more depth. But like a 2-for-1 or maybe even a 3-for-1 if it's the right player, I'm still interested in.
A 3-for-1 where you get a quarterback back and give up a quarterback, so then it's really just 2 players to get a superstar quarterback, I think would be
Coming from the guy trying to trade a superstar
No,
quarterback.
I
want
think
No, I
Drake
think it
May?
makes sense.
What?
Drake May.
He's going to be a superstar.
You want Jordan Love?
looks
I
good.
fucking hate that guy.
I hate Jordan Love as well.
fucking hate that guy.
This was an absolutely brutal week for me. Casey beat the shit out of me, and his team is absolutely unreal right now. I got a pretty good relationship with the power rankings guy, and I think he's going to be in a tier of his own this week. He's been the highest scorer for the past 5 weeks, and my team did dog shit against him. Things are really not looking great for me. My Cowboys guys, both my big two went down. Dak potentially on IR. His hamstring injury is worse than they thought. And CeeDee Lamb is week to week. So I could be 2-3 weeks potentially without both these guys, and I really need every win I can get. Right now I'm tied with Adam for that second playoff spot in our division. I really need the rest of my team to step up. I feel like every single week most of them are just hitting their floor. None of them are getting that ceiling game, besides maybe James Cook. I just got to hold on to that second playoff spot. All you got to do is squeak into the playoffs. If you can squeak in, you're good, and then hopefully by playoff time, Dak's fully back. I got great playoff matchups, so I really just need to get there. As long as I get there, I'm going to feel good.
All right, let's go to another matchup here. JMO, you beat Nick this week in a big divisional game.
Yo, shout out fucking Kyler.
Kyler
That
has
guy's
5
sick,
fantasy
bro.
points.
Shout out
That guy-
Garrett Wilson.
That guy is so good, guys.
Garrett Wilson, wide receiver too.
Well, who's on bye that you're starting X? Oh, well, you traded for Nico.
Yeah, I'm waiting on Neek.
Yeah,
That's
still
it.
my favorite move.
Not much depth.
Yeah, you actually
on
don't have
Jamo's
much depth.
squad, no.
Wow.
When I had Kamara, like it was a little bit better, but obviously we ride. I feel like I could like maybe move May for like another decent piece, but
Probably could.
neither of my quarterbacks have had their bye yet, so I'd rather keep the third QB.
Yeah, totally. And at, like May's kind of getting in that territory where he's proven it enough weeks where I think like you can probably start him over Murray or Gino.
Sure.
Could, but like I'm never gonna.
Waddle's stat line is also just like a 2
Yeah.
for 4. And
I think Worthy's also like a nice depth piece. It just doesn't look that way when I have to start him.
Sure.
Like
Yeah.
when he's on the bench, I'm like, that's a nice.
Yeah, that's fine. He's a nice player. But like,
But you never want to put him in.
No.
you never want to put him in.
But if you had to, you don't feel bad about it.
Yeah, no, it would have been just
feel
scary if I
bad for
needed him
Nick.
tonight. Yeah, not
you
great.
can't just buy a lineup.
Yeah.
I mean, let's be honest. He swapped for Anthony Richardson. That's just a disaster.
Yeah,
I
if
mean,
he had,
Like that's.
Do you
an
guys
all-time
think AR is going to start next week now?
Remember when?
they gotta just make a decision.
No.
Well, I feel like it was low key. Like, is Flacco better? And it's a punishment for him coming out last week. And then it's like Flacco laid a dud. AR hopefully learned his lesson. Let's get AR back in there.
Can I give my take?
No, not on this
No,
podcast.
Yeah, absolutely not.
I think that the Anthony Richardson obsession is just like NFL draft Twitter and fantasy Twitter. Like, yes, he has crazy upside. Yes, he has potential. But he's like Bull. Like, I know he's 7 feet, can jump
No,
over the moon.
That's not true.
He stinks.
He's shown more
Guys,
highlights than He needs to become more
He
consistent and take
stinks.
checkdowns.
I think they need, because they're somewhat competitive this year, they have these expectations. They needed to accept, like, we're supposed to be dog shit this year.
Right.
Just let him get reps.
But
It's also, everyone kept saying, which I think is super fair, is Daniel Jones has gotten how many games to prove it? And I know he's shown more consistency, but AR got 10 games. Like, he was always, it was always, he's a very raw prospect. And then you gave up on the raw prospect after 10 games.
Do you think there's a chance that because that prospect is not going to turn out? Like, sometimes I think because
they're not winning a Super Bowl, and they're good enough to support him to where it's not like a Jets situation where Darnold went there and Zach Wilson went there and it's just like you're going to fail because of the situation. He's in a good enough situation to where they're not winning a Super Bowl, so you might as well
making
find
the
out.
call? Is it the GM or the coach about the
I think
Probably
it's
might
the
even be
GM.
Irsay.
It's- That is the tricky part.
Could
is
be.
Incentives are not aligned, right? Like what's best for the franchise is Richardson pans out. What's
I
best
feel
for
like
the coach?
Steichen wants AR.
No, I just think
I
they
don't
should
know.
find out what
No?
they have. They're not winning a Super Bowl with either
That's what I'm
quarterback,
saying,
So find out
but-
what you have.
All I'm saying is maybe they know. I think that sometimes as fans we say, oh,
They
these
obviously
can
they
you- can
have
I
a better
finish?
idea.
Right.
Sure.
But if they know, is benching him going to hide anything? Like,
If they know,
It's not. I don't
what
think
they're
at that
saying
point
is
it's about
like
hiding
let's
things.
just give up on him. Like I think the proof might be in the
Feels
pudding here, where they're like, guys, we watch him at practice every day. Like this is not gonna. Let me give you an example. Trey Lance.
I was
right?
gonna bring up Trey
Right?
Lance.
Like
Yeah.
you make the same argument. I don't understand it. Why can't Lance get reps? Why can't Lance get reps? Well, it's because he's just not good.
I think it. I don't know. It's tough. I think it's just the completion percentage thing. He just needs to learn how to take the small wins. I feel like that's what Mahomes has done. So
But I
well,
also-
he'll just take the 4
It's
yards.
Patrick Mahomes.
I'm saying he needs to just take the checkdowns. He's a 44% completion percentage. Just get the 4 yards on 2nd and 10, and let's go for it on 3rd and 6 and see what happens instead of trying to get all 10.
I think
I
they're
do
like,
think part of it is Shane Steichen for not giving him enough like layup looks.
That's what I'm
Steichen's
saying.
like one of the best OCs in the league.
Give him some
Going
bubble.
into it, I don't think it's been a good year for Steichen either, though.
Give him some bubbles. Give him some slants.
but why?
He-
Like, they
it's-
have
it's
this
not
mentality
great,
of like,
but-
we want to win, we want to try and make the wild card. When like that shouldn't. They should have a little.
I agree.
Long-term vision
Long-term.
here.
LTV.
It's very
But
short-sighted.
that's what I mean. The incentives are misaligned, right? Because what's
Yeah.
best for the franchise is that, but what's best for not getting fired for the GM and the coach is
Are they on the hot seat right now?
100%.
The
100%.
GMs. I mean, they've had a
Nah.
new quarterback 6 years in a row.
Yeah, they're definitely.
So you might as well try and give some more leeway.
Flacco's not going
On-
to keep your job. Like, yeah,
That's what I'm saying.
Well, if he makes a playoff run, he would.
fair, but they're not making it with
Okay,
him.
all right. Here's a
Colts
here's
are
the
just
different.
in a shitty situation.
What if they run out Richardson and he's as bad as he's been, and they lose every game, and then
Good.
He's
Then
just,
you at least gave him 6 more games.
Yeah.
right, and then they're gonna say, oh, well, your record as a coach is 4-13. And the GM, who's been there for, I think he's been there like 8 or 9 years, he whiffed on a top 5 pick. He has no plan for the franchise.
But that's happened before. People have missed on quarterbacks and kept their job.
He's
They
due.
have. They
He's-
have.
not
no,
after
this
9
GM's
years.
out,
Yeah.
but like,
But also, he's built a very. I feel
Yeah,
like
I
he's
think-
built a good squad. Like they
I
have
think he's
good
built
weapons, a
more-
good defense. They invest in O-line, and then they're working on a rookie quarterback contract. And then if it doesn't work out, you keep the same integrity of this roster,
The
and then try
roster's
again.
It's not that good.
Wouldn't you rather, if you know he's not the guy, fine? Let's just try it one more time. You end up 4-13, and then all of a sudden you have a top 10 pick and can go at it again. I mean, this quarterback class sucks, but you can at least give it another try.
I think if you get to the playoffs, you can make the argument, oh, look, we have a good team. Let's swap out Flacco. Let's make a move for someone, and then let's go at it next year.
Is there any like
I think it
Kirk
just goes to
level
what you said,
free
like,
agent quarterbacks?
they
coming
want to
up?
save their job.
Right.
And
Like, is that a thing? I feel like that's so rare that those things happen.
Yeah, not that I know of off the top of my head.
it was Dak.
I mean,
Darnold.
I think Stafford is going to be
Yeah.
in question again. Geno Smith is
Do you
gonna
think
be
the
in
Colts
question.
fucked themselves by signing Flacco? Like, if they had Tyler Huntley back there, A-Rich is still getting snaps.
No, I think when you have a injury-prone quarterback like AR, it makes sense to have a good
I
backup.
Kind of.
really,
But I do think that's why the Browns didn't bring back Flacco.
I mean,
They brought in
they
Jameis.
essentially replaced him.
Yeah.
Right,
That's
but
the
like
same thing.
But Flacco was like a proven working thing.
I don't know. There was pressure on the Deshaun thing the entire time due to the fact that it was Jameis. If it was just DTR, the pressure wouldn't have been there. I mean, they didn't fall into the pressure. He just obviously.
I want to
tore
be
shit.
clear. I think the right thing for the Colts would be to test AR. Like, there is no upside with Flacco right now. It is just to save their jobs. But I just want to put in that caveat that I think there's a chance they watch him at practice every day. And similar to Lance, they're like, he just isn't going to pan out.
He definitely could suck.
Right? He might not be the prospect.
I think there's like leadership issues there too. It feels like his team doesn't really rally behind AR.
Well, when you leave on a big third down, I
That's
wouldn't rally behind him.
Right. I mean, a lot of people like took issue with that.
There's a lot that goes on that we do not see. We
Sure.
watch 3 hours of a game, and really we're all just watching red zone.
And
So,
it could also
you know,
make sense that in practice he's as bad as we're seeing in the games as well.
or worse.
Yeah.
Like he could be worse.
Yeah. All right. Nick's team sucks.
Nick's cooked.
Nick's
And he
toast.
traded for a quarterback that sucks.
And Gut went on the record and was like, that was the best trade because he also has Flacco, you know.
Speaking about
Goff's
Gut,
been
comes
nice.
away with a dominating win here, 158 to 103. My squad. I wanted to go back and look at it just to like have a hard number for it, but I don't remember the last time I've rolled out a lineup and not had an injury come back. Like
Well,
I don't
keep rolling out Olave, so that's like 3 of the past.
No, I mean, Olave's 2-time offender. Jordan Mason's a 2-time offender. Jordan Love did it to me last week. Like, I don't know how you guys just roll out lineups and then you get to do it again next week.
Did BTJ get the full like snap stuff, or was he limited because of the injury?
Honestly, I didn't look at snaps for him, but I just assume
he
assumed
sucks.
he was
It makes
like
me really happy.
yeah,
Because I got worried about that trade after. Because honestly, Demont has had his worst 3 weeks consecutively since our trade.
Who do you have on your bench?
So Purdy coming back in,
Oh
Amari
my
Cooper,
God.
Najee Harris, maybe Jordan Mason,
So you're
something.
you're kind of just cooked.
I guess, yeah.
also,
I mean, I don't
record-wise-
think
Whether we like the trades or not, as you said, I respect him trying
Yeah.
to do things. Like you consistently making trades for better or for worse. At least you're trying.
Who do you offer
guys,
Najee for this week? I was at the wedding. I wasn't really. I think it was Javante and someone.
Eckler.
Yeah.
I was trying to split Najee.
Yeah.
I don't think any of the trades matter because at this point, like I'm rolling out dudes who don't finish games.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
That's a good point.
not that it would like really matter. Like I was getting whooped anyways, but like Amari Cooper pulling up with an injury at 11 a.m.
Yep.
Like
Is there any like
But-
moves you can make to just make bets on people? Like
D-Hop.
You almost
maybe
need to split. Come on.
what if you went
Maybe.
what if you went
Actually, though going forward, my running backs being Kamara, Harris, I don't mind that. I think Harris is a very fine
Kamara
RB2.
for D-Hop and who?
I don't know. I don't want to get
But
into
what
it.
You
if
want
you-
Demont back? Demont and D-Hop for Kamara.
I'll think about it. No, I'm not doing it
like
right
what
now.
what if you traded like
I would love to
Olave
split
for
Jordan
Ray
Love.
Davis?
What?
And just like hope James Cook got hurt. Or like
That's
I feel
too
like
risky.
I feel
Tony
like
is still in like very good playoff contention.
Yeah.
sure, but this team
All right, but Ricky P could be something with Ayuk out.
I think the names
guts on the couch like stop.
I think the names are like fine when we're healthy and playing. I just don't know if that's ever gonna
I
come
agree.
to
I don't
fruition.
even think they're fine.
I don't
I
think
think-
you
I
need to
think
take
Love-
risks on those types of trades. I think you just need to take risk and pray that you
Right.
get health.
Like going forward, if Love can like kind of get over this groin injury, Love and Purdy,
He's
do you
on
feel
bye,
fine?
which is nice.
Sure,
Yes.
right.
Love
I feel
and
great
Purdy,
about
Love and
that.
Purdy, we
fine.
feel fine.
You're
AK
getting like,
and Najee Harris, do we feel fine as
Yes,
running back
definitely.
one, RB
Yes.
RB2?
okay,
for sure.
Receivers of
I don't feel fine.
you don't even know. BTJ,
Yeah.
Amari Cooper. That's a little iffy.
It's
Chris
fi-
Olave.
Yeah.
Assuming Chris Olave doesn't have like a serious concussion.
I
That's
think he
the
might be done.
in the right world.
I think the
That's
the
fine,
Saints just
but it could
publicly
be-
quit.
Yeah,
like the
they're
entire
done.
team.
Yeah,
just
Cam
said, I
Jordan
don't
like
give a
walked out on the
fuck."
team. They might sign Michael Thomas back. Like the whole thing.
They're like, yo, MT was right. Get him in the
They
building.
just straight up quit on Derek Carr.
Like,
No, that's true. But
like
I
I,
don't
wouldn't
think,
trade JSM for Olave. I wouldn't trade Cedric Tillman for Olave. Like, that's how done I think Olave is.
No, there's a chance he's like Tua right now.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
My team might be
gotta be
cooked.
Ricky
Like, I wouldn't
P.
trade Keenan Allen for Olave. And just to show, like, Keenan Allen, I've given up.
If
on
Olave's
him.
playing next week, you wouldn't give up Keenan Allen for
I don't, no, I'm saying Monday morning, right?
Okay,
now.
right now.
Yeah.
Right now.
Like,
yeah, I mean,
that's
sure.
how dead I think he is.
Right. He might be brain dead. Absolutely.
Yeah.
You're
Shout
gonna
out
need Adam
Chris.
Thielen bad.
Yeah, I don't
Who's
know.
throwing to him?
Yeah, I don't know.
But-
I think my team just like
If you
finally
make
I
broke.
think we
Playoffs.
need to help JMO.
It was like you had some scotch tape over it.
Yeah, no, it was
fell
bending.
off.
It was
Yeah.
bending. It was bending, and I was just trying to be as flexible as possible with it, and it just fucking
Should we
snapped.
talk about Mooney outscoring Chase for another week? Or that's not.
No.
Throw through
If
5
Jamar's
sacks.
the number one wide receiver,
Yeah.
you
What
can't.
is Jamar? Can you press on him?
I think he's
Is he
one.
position 1? Yeah, good for him.
Burrow's probably like what, 3, 5?
5, yeah. That was a bad take.
I think we need to help J-Mill with understanding. You realize you get nothing for getting into the playoffs.
You get a shot. Like
No, that's fair. No, you do get a shot.
You
And
don't.
if you have a
You
serviceable,
Dude,
No,
getting
you
into
just
the
happens.
playoffs is
You
like
don't.
80% of the
and then
battle.
2 injuries. I
Getting
disagree.
into playoffs is like
if you get
80%
in,
of
it
it.
gives you a shot, and all of a sudden your guy gets the 2
no.
touchdown game.
you need to get lucky like twice.
No.
Yeah.
No.
That is
Dude,
actually the point
dude,
of fantasy.
football.
Nah,
The
I
best
think
team.
you're
The
wrong.
best team never
Never.
wins. In
Best
fantasy
team
football.
never wins, but the team with legitimate upside.
No, I think
Does.
you're wrong. If you give yourself a chance, if you get in the dance.
No.
Yeah.
I
You're-
could not
okay,
disagree
even
more.
Tony, like, there's technical upside between having
Give it to
C-Watt
me.
and Jordan Love.
Yeah, his wide receivers of Olave, BTJ, and Coop, and he's in the playoffs. There is a world where that's a winning team.
Like
It
Amari,
is.
like Amari
I'm
Cooper
not
ends up
saying-
being Josh Allen's one.
Yeah,
Chris
like-
Olave
yeah.
isn't dead.
Right.
BTJ
Or
is BTJ.
it's not even like you have all the upside. It's just your opponent has a shit day.
Right,
Right.
two injuries mid-game happen.
Yeah,
They get
okay.
a 2 and a 0.
Like you were
Maybe
saying, you
I'm
threw up
wrong then.
108 2 weeks ago.
Yeah,
Still would have beat me this week, but not everybody always.
like any team can dud.
Yeah,
Oh, he's not in last.
I'm not in last. I'm not close. I'm not gonna finish last, and I would rather go and try and win the thing. Like
No, I agree for Adam. Playing to
Carr and
teeter
Love.
on getting on the playoffs is one thing, but if you feel like you have a good chance with the current situation to get in the playoffs and then anything can happen, I'm fine with that.
you gotta win 3.
Adam's like
matchups.
risking to even have a chance to get into the playoffs.
I will say, what I do like about my playoff chances is you're 1 game above, or you're 2 games now.
2.
You're 2 games above. Damn, that really changes it. But you and me are tied for second, and you two
I
have
play
to
'em
play each other
twice, yeah.
twice.
Yeah, that's scary for sure.
You
And
just
then I
gotta
also
root
get
for-
also
I
get
also
both
gotta
of
play
you.
You
one
just
Gun.
gotta
down.
be rooting for Levis Meat
I think so.
Yeah,
until I
always
play
do.
you.
Yeah.
Unless the other thing is though, if he ends up sweeping you, then we're all kind of even. Assuming that I
no,
can
that's true.
get a winner.
That's definitely true. But I also
So-
play Nick twice, so
Yeah.
that should be good for me.
It's gonna be chaotic going down the stretch, and all of you guys.
It's
still have to play
exciting.
each other.
I hated it because I thought it would fuck me. Luckily, I've
It's almost like,
risen above, but it's kind of cool how
I think
the
when your
divisions are
team's
working
good,
out.
everything's cool.
yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
When you're like me, I'm like everything sucks.
yeah.
Cause it does.
Nah, Nick's
Right.
depressed. Like,
Yeah.
fuck me.
Nick's out of it.
Nick's on. Nick's
Supposed to
last
do a
place.
recap of Week 9 on the Fantasy Channel. He's like, nah, I'm not doing that shit.
I don't think you need to sell just for upside players. That's not what I'm saying. I just think if you're sticking Christian Watson, BTJ, Olave, and
By the
Coop-
way,
Right. No,
I
I
could
made
be
moves
wrong.
every single week to keep Christian Watson
I like
out of
it.
my lineup.
yeah,
But the
yeah.
problem
think
is
Ricky
I
P-
keep getting fucking injuries to where he gets
I think
in
Ricky
there.
P could low key be a guy.
Sure.
I think there's a chance.
I kinda like it. I
I'd
kinda
rather
like
have
him.
Ricky P than Watson. At this
100%, but Ricky P's on a bye, so there's nothing I could have done about
But I'm
it.
saying long term. I'm saying
Yeah.
for the rest. I'd rather have Ricky P than Olave.
So BTJ, Ricky P,
I-
Pretty good one, too.
I'm with you. I think you're. I mean, I don't know about Tank Bigsby, but you have
Najee.
Najee. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I disagree. I think you're gonna be fine.
Yeah,
in
I just
what
think I need to.
sense?
To where if he gets in, he has a chance. I think his team has chance potential.
And I
Who's your
dropped.
second quarterback?
Purdy and Love.
Purdy and Love.
Okay.
Yeah.
So are you gonna trade Carr?
No, if anything, I'd probably split
No one's
Love for
buying
someone who
Carr.
like. I was hoping you, who would be like
Oh.
down the stretch, Love could get
I'm not a
healthy.
Love
Love.
guy.
Could, okay, that's fine.
Like I would flip
I've-
Carr
That's
and
just a me
Olave
personal thing.
for like
$1.
Ray Davis.
Yeah, you got to get off the Ray D.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it's got to stop.
You
If
love
James
Ray
Cook,
Davis.
who is I feel like a little injury prone, goes
Yeah, but you
down.
could say that, but like then Nick's holding on to Tyler Algier, who would be a goat if Bijan goes down.
Bijan's not injury prone.
Tyler Algier takes too much work for Bijan to be injury prone.
It's true.
Right.
No, but Bijan
Tyler
in
keeps
college.
Bijan healthy.
He's the worst type of handcuff.
I like
Bijan
Guts
goes down.
squad though. It's come together nicely. And he has this good balance of high floor and upside, which is why I like where he's sitting at. Like you have the Burrow Chase stack, so you can put up 60 points in a week.
Gutter's Let's Meet championship. Goodness.
Yeah. The other thing is Guts in a division that's so cushy.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
no, he's sitting.
Oh my
pretty.
God, I forgot you. Deontay, you got hooked. That's tough.
You didn't start him.
No, I'm saying like he's not playable
His
anymore.
fantasy value's dead.
Well,
It's
that,
that,
not like
trust me.
not playable.
No,
Nah,
he's unplayable.
Yeah.
Really.
Yes.
He
No, it doesn't. No, I know this wasn't the full.
He'll be in the flex, and like you're hoping he gets.
No,
a
he's
touchdown.
literally
Wait,
unplayable.
Deontay Johnson
Yeah.
on the Ravens?
Yeah, we
Unplayable.
won't use.
What was the point of the trade?
No, we'll
trade
use him.
like 20 spots.
He'll get
in the
like
draft.
3 big catches a game, but like he's not playable. Like Zay's the clear number 1.
Yeah.
And then Mandrew.
That bet's turning out interesting.
I know. Kincaid also flopped though this week, right?
Still better.
He had like one more catch for 10 yards.
At least there's not many guys left in free agency that could become startable.
My only concern is having 3 running backs on 3 bad teams. Like once you get into a negative game script, they can become.
You're talking about Gus?
Yeah.
I would disagree that like the Chargers is a bad spot to be.
The Patriots with Drake aren't bad.
No, though at least like their offense is at least like moving.
Who do they? Who does the Patriots play in the fantasy playoffs?
Arizona, Buffalo,
Chargers.
Chargers.
So he's gonna suck against
Championship
Buffalo
could be
and
tough. JK versus Ramondre. That could be a boring, slow game.
Yeah.
That could be a
both.
nightmare.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's like 40 carries
I
for
would
like
worry about
100 yards
Yeah.
total.
Yeah,
I worry
Tracy,
about
Tracy's a good.
the Giants
good
are like
pass
actually
catcher.
a bad offense.
I just want to say this. There is so much season left, and you guys get so deep into like, oh, Casey's team is fucking unbelievable, and it is. But like all these injuries we've talked about, do you guys think that injuries over the next 6 weeks are just gonna like
No, they're
end
just
and
gonna
stop?
happen on my team. They're gonna be me and Nick. Me and Nick are gonna
getting hurt.
consolidate
I'm
all the
just
injuries.
saying,
for
like,
everyone.
By the
One-
way, that guy over there has been injury free. He tried to buy an injury
Oh, yeah?
to like get some injury luck off of him.
That's what I mean. I've been injury free. I feel like Gut, maybe you had some like super early on, but
DK's been out. a
yeah,
couple
but
weeks.
you've been fairly healthy with Ramondre.
No,
and
that's
JK.
kind of
Like,
just the game. In fantasy, it's like half draft good players, half don't get hurt.
And what I'm saying is, you guys are like so locked in on these are going to be the teams. This is how you got to do it.
Well, you can only evaluate it on what is currently going on. You can't predict injuries. Like you're trying to predict Ray Davis right now. You can't do that.
James Cook is
can't-
gonna
like,
get
you just
hurt.
You can't do that. Like the whole
What
point
team is he
we
on?
have to
Sexy.
talk
I got to
about-
trade
Sexy.
for him.
We
now.
have to talk about like the
Oh,
teams
Ray
as they
Davis is
come.
on Andrews. Sexy should be a buyer.
Who, Ray?
Yeah, he's got Cook.
Oh, facts.
Just
Wait.
curiosity. On a scale from 1 to 10, 10 being like super fucking panicked, where would you put my team at?
I'm at a clean 5.
I think you're legit cooked.
So 10, like full throttle.
I'm right in the middle on your team. I think you
As
could,
far-
I
as
think
far
you
as
could
what?
win the
Making the
championship or
playoffs?
lose every single game from now on. Like I'm right in the middle.
Okay.
As far as winning it all or making the playoffs,
Just no, in general.
Just in general.
Just like
vibes. How concerned?
I'd be at like a 6.5, 7.
okay.
I'm just a little concerned because Kamara is like obviously your stud, and they really are giving up on the year. It could just get weird,
It could be Kendra season.
right? Like he
He's
could,
on IR.
like someone who's playing through a broken hand, who's older, who's looking for a new contract. Like
He did get a new contract.
I know, but he's just signed that new contract. He maybe wants to be on a different team next year. Like
Kamara gets traded to the Cowboys. Actually, not Dak. I feel like the Cowboys are so cooked. Never mind. Dak got
They're
fucking
done.
hurt, didn't he?
Kendra, how long is Kendra out? 4 weeks?
Bro, I promise you, Kendra is nothing.
Kendra under Dennis Allen, but now that Allen's fired,
No,
I just think
I think
we're
Kendra
in
is,
this
like,
sketchy
actually
part
bad.
of the season where this is actually statistically, we've never seen this disparity where like Guts, like what does quitting on the season look like? There's like 12 3-win teams. Like tanking is going to become a real thing. Sitting veterans.
Is it going to become a real thing with how bad the quarterback class is? There's nothing to tank
It's
for.
going to, it's
So you
gonna
might
be,
as well try
it's
and
going to be
set-
play young players. It's going to be getting reps. I'm just saying, Kamara, who's an older back who has high usage, I just get nervous about those types of players.
I don't
mean,
know.
It
I
goes
don't
the
think
same.
it's-
Like Casey, me and you are both scared about the Dolphins.
Right. No, I'm not saying what he's saying is crazy by any stretch, but he did get the new deal. I think that makes all the difference in the world. He got his deal, so if he likes playing football, he'll play football.
I feel like the
Yeah.
deal almost makes him want to be like, oh, I'm hurt. I don't want to get my
Yeah.
ass beat this last
Yeah.
week.
It goes both ways, I guess. Whatever. I think you're straight. No, I'm still
I
worried.
think you're
I still
cooked.
really like Kamara.
Yeah, I mean,
Like I wouldn't have made the trade to give up Nico if I was like Kamara's like good for 1 week against the
No, of
Panthers
course.
and not
Of
going
course.
forward.
But you admitted you like Nico's outlook better than Kamara's, no?
Like yeah, like I
So
think
why now that we're here, why did you make that trade?
He's trying to win this week.
well because also even if I have Nico instead of Kamara, I would be able to move a receiver to the flex, but then my running back room is then like
Najee,
Najee
Tank.
and Tank.
Yeah, you kind of need a running back.
like I
also.
was
It's-
losing Mason, I was losing Tank kind of to
I
ETN.
think
Also feel
that's
like-
why, again, why I respect Tony. Like, I think even he appreciates he probably in a vacuum loses a trade, but like He potentially wanted to win this week. If he won this week, it makes a bigger difference. And he needed a running back. Like there's
I felt fine about Olave going in this week. I felt fine about Amari Cooper. Yeah.
Because he's dead.
Right.
Yeah, like it doesn't look like it on paper now with what happened, but in theory, your wide receiver room was way stronger than your running back.
Right. My running back room was one Najee injury away from just being absolute nothing. Yeah.
But now you're Olave.
But bro's got Ricky P. I think you're straight.
Yeah, no. Purdy and Ricky P are about to go crazy in the second half.
I agree.
All right. Thank you, everyone, for watching. That was the Week 9 matchup review for your Idiot League mates. Make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel. We'll be back in a couple days for the waiver wire.
Go ahead.